Hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel. If you're a fellow subscriber and you are returning, thank you for your continued love and support. If you are new here, my name is Ziya. I will be doing your pick a card reading today. As you can see, we only got two decks out right here. So we got pile one with this beautiful Celestite and the Light Seers Tarot. And then we got pile two with the Amethyst and the Wandering Moon Tarot. So if you need a moment, pause the video, tune into the energy, see which one. If both of them are calling out to you, there's probably multiple messages for you here. So just trust your intuition. We're going to leave the reading pretty open today unless any channeled questions or messages want to come up. We do have quite a few decks here. So without further ado, if you're already ready, go ahead, check out the pinned comments for your timestamp. And we are going to jump in with pile one. All right. It's my love protection mist that I made myself. Yours truly. I love the smell of this. It smells like cinnamon and anise. All right. As I always like to do, we are going to pull out this little pretty prism oracle to get the surrounding energy of the message that we're going to be bringing you today. Kind of like an energy check. So this part of the reading doesn't resonate with you at all, go ahead and check out the other pile. Otherwise, this could not be your reading. So, and as I said at the beginning, this is like a pick a card, a collective pick a card, okay? So take what resonates, leave what don't. Anything that's not for you could be for somebody else. Alright, so let's get the surrounding energy. Let's do an energy check, please, and thank you, Spirit, for group one, the people that chose the Celestite and the Light Seers Tarot. Okay. So we got frustration. We got passion, which came out sideways. Kind of a little bit diagonal, right? So this is kind of telling me it can be read either or. Like sometimes maybe you guys are frustrated because sometimes you feel like super motivated, inspired, passionate about what you're doing. And then other times you might feel like burnt out or is this for me? Especially with the anxiety card being here, right? So you could get a little in your head sometimes, like, is this for me? Am I following my purpose the best I can? Is this what makes me happy? You got the happiness card here, right? And then we got protection as well. And I feel like with protection being here, I'm getting a couple different things. Some of you guys might need to protect your projects a little bit more, kind of keep them to yourself. Some of the times that you get a little frustrated with what you're working on or what you're investing in, it could be somebody else's energy that you're picking up. I am picking that up a little bit. Because I feel like when you are in your energy, that's when you're really passionate. I feel like you might teeter back and forth, especially if you consider yourself to be empathetic, right? You could teeter back and forth because you could be picking up other people's energy. And some people just like to project, okay? So sometimes if you're working on things and somebody else wants to go out and chase their dreams as well, right? But they're too afraid to. They let their anxieties get in the way. they could kind of almost envy you or be a little bit jealous of your confidence or your courage that you have, right? With the anxiety card being here, I feel like a lot of you may just need to ground yourself when you start getting too in your head, or if you start nitpicking your projects apart or yourself apart, right? That little critical voice in the back of your head. Make sure that you are protecting your peace and grounding yourself, not allowing that to become too much of your reality, right? So I want to see, I'm going to pull one of these to go a little bit deeper into the energy check. But I am picking up, you guys are like creators, creatives, things like this. I felt like my light was flickering a little bit. I don't know. Energy strong. Wow, that was like the worst shuffle ever. But yeah, you guys are like creators, creatives. I mean, we're all creators in our own way, right? But you guys are definitely, I mean, it just depends on, I guess, how you like to identify. But creatives can be a multitude of things. You could be singers, dancers, songwriters, poets. You could do art. You could create content, do film, graphic design, things like this. Like, there's so many different outlets to be creative, right? But I am picking that up. Like, you guys could also have a little bit of the perfectionist gene inside of you, which if you do, same, I feel for you. So there could sometimes be like, you could push off projects until you feel like they're absolutely perfect, and then sometimes if you look at it too closely, you're gonna find something that you don't like about it. It's like, so I have a friend and she likes to write, but she will nitpick her handwriting apart. Actually, she's gotten a lot better over the last few months. But when I first started talking to her again, she would just like almost get to the point of like frustration where she would want to cry because she would just want to tear all of her journal entries out because she would just get so down on her handwriting. And her handwriting is absolutely beautiful, you guys. Let me just say that. There is nothing wrong with her handwriting. It's just like almost kind of like body dysmorphia. Like when you look at your body, even if like you're really not the way that you're perceiving yourself to be, you can just get really down and out on it and nitpick. Like I keep picking up like nitpick, perfectionism, things like that. So could be a need to kind of like take a step back, and when you're done working on something, like don't continue to just go over it and over it and over it. Just let it be how it is until you're in a more grounded and centered space. Then look at it. Don't look at it when you're all like extra anxious or, you know, because you're going to pick your projects apart. You're going to pick your whatever it is apart, okay? So let's get a clarifier for the energy check, please, and thank you, Spirit. Card for their energy check, please, and thank you. These are the archetypes, wild unknown archetypes. The castle. This is beautiful. And then we got the one on the bottom. You are the one, okay? You're the one that's going to bring something new into this physical. All this black right here is just reminding me of like the void, and how sometimes being in the void can be really discouraging, and it can become like almost like a dreadful process when you're in the void, because you're kind of just feeling a little disconnected or feeling left in the dark in a sense. But there's so much creation that can happen when you're in the void, when you just allow yourself to sit there for a minute, and gain the enlightenment, or I don't know why my light keeps doing that. That is bothering me. Sorry, you guys. But when you just allow yourself to sit in the void for a minute, to rest, gain perspective, and then once you get that energy back, you create something so beautiful from the void just because you allowed yourself to sit there for a minute. And we got the castle, and this card is just absolutely beautiful. And I always think of like castles as a, like, how do I say it? Almost like an accomplishment in a sense. Like, castles and tarot can sometimes symbolize like almost to the end of an accomplishment, or I can't figure out how to word this, Spirit. Can you please give me my words? Hold on. They're really pointing out to me around this border is all this green, right? This is like your heart chakra energy. And then all these pearls. Pearls can be looked at as protective protection tools, protective tools, right? Especially because of the way that they're created. So pearls are actually like sand that has been like compacted really tightly, and it turns into what looks like a pearl, and it's protected inside of a clam, right? So you really got to work hard and be put under pressure sometimes in order to create something so beautiful and majestic. And also something so rare. Like, you don't just find pearls walking on the beach usually, right? No, you don't. Because it's created by the compaction of the water. And then obviously, like, the clam and everything also plays a big role in it too. I do kind of want to pull a little bit on this book, out of the book on this. But the flower in the green is just reminding me of like the heart chakras. So, you know, your main heart chakra and then your higher heart chakra. And I am picking up like, it almost feels like you create from your heart. And there's like almost this feeling of, I need to protect this because this means a lot to me. Or if you're not doing that, like, hold it close to your chest. Like, this is something that you put a lot of energy and effort into. And it's not going to be for everybody. And that's okay. There's like always a need to kind of detach from the way that you're going to be received by other people, because at the end of the day, if you did something and you believe in your work and you're happy with it and you love it, it don't matter what anybody else has to say, how they're going to receive it or perceive it, right? This is about how you do yourself. And this almost looks like an eye that is closed, which is just making me feel like, you know, don't see with the eyes, see with the heart. You feel me? You have a beautiful heart chakra, I'm telling you. Like, you just connect very deeply with others. Like, I was picking up like empathetic, right, at the beginning. So some of you guys could identify as like an empath, but regardless, even if you don't, you have a very beautiful, open, and receptive heart chakra that allows you to connect with other people and your work on a deeper level than most other people would, right? You could find it really hard to connect with other people as well, just because of the fact that you're such a deep and sensitive, emotional person. And when I say emotional, I don't mean like, oh, you just are like crying all the time. Maybe you do, but it's not in a way that it's like, pity me. You know what I mean? Like, you just feel so deeply. That is such a beautiful trait. And it's to be protected and admired. Like, if somebody doesn't see you for what you have to offer, then that's on them. It's not your job to then prove yourself to nobody or overextend yourself to nobody, okay? So we got the castle. Sorry, I gotta find it real quick. The castle. Where are you? Where are you? See, you would think it would be here it is. I was about to say, you'd think it would be in the, this is page 149, in the places. It was, I just kept overlooking it. So 149. It says, the palace, the penthouse, the fortress. It's no wonder fairy tales tell of sleeping princesses within castle walls. Like most archetypes, the castle is loaded with duality. It represents abundant riches, seductive fantasy, or ornate wonders. Sorry, I can't read. Ornate wonders and lavish adornments, yet the walls are thick, cold, and shadowy. This card points to the tendency to hold on to possessions, quite possibly a literal home or position that project the image of a, oh my god, hold up, skirt. Let's run that back real quick. It says quite possibly a literal home, a position that project the image of achievement while the soul longs to run barefoot in the forest, leaving it all behind. At times we must settle down, yet the castle lulls us with its spell of materialism, and we fall asleep in our deepest dreams. The castle can be motivating force, an enchanting goal to travel towards, but it is best not to linger within its walls of decadent deception for too long. And it says, when in the light position, it says visiting the throne of power. And when it's in the dark, it's stuckness, depression, spells, and walls. It says, notice how castles are designed to keep things out. They defend, they separate. It is likely there is a connection and community beyond its walls that will revitalize you. And then it also says, if this card appears with the king or the queen or the maiden, know that you've entered into long-standing family dynamics that included property and power. Okay, so yes, this was kind of like what I was talking about, like an accomplishment that you have either in your horizons, right? Like you're getting close to accomplishing something, you feel it, and you just want to kind of like protect it, hold on to it. And for others of you, there could be like it was saying, like you could be too attached to whatever this is. There's like a need to maybe have this balance. It was talking about duality, right? You got to have a balance. You got to be in the world, but not of it, right? So try not to become too attached to your material possessions, or like outcomes or expectations that you have for certain things or people, right? Because things change, people change. Not everybody is gonna fit in your, how do I say this? So expectations are kind of toxic because that means that we're putting something on somebody that could possibly disappoint us, right? So it turns toxic when they don't follow through and we start to take it personal, right? But in all actuality, we should never have put these expectations on them to begin with, because people are going to be them at the end of the day. And all we can do is control what we have in control of, you know what I mean? Like, which would be our standards. Standards are about us and our morals. Expectations are what we put on somebody else. So when we have standards, we're in control of that. When we have expectations, that is putting our control into somebody else's hands. You see what I mean? I hope I explained that well. I hope I was making sense right there, but there's something about that that's going to resonate with somebody. So let's get some messages for the collective of pile 1, please, and thank you, Spirit. Some of you guys, with you picking the Celestite, right? Some of you guys could really need to connect with like your higher self or your higher power and kind of just like surrender some of these things that are creating anxiety or that you're super attached to. You could need to surrender some of these things, like really practice the art of surrendering and allow these things to flow the way that they are meant to flow, right? I just keep hearing, let it be organic, let it be authentic, okay? So I feel like when you try to control things, because the anxiety card is making me think of the solar plexus. When we have a overactive solar plexus chakra, we can be, sorry, domineering, we can become controlling, we can become too attached, we can become codependent, things like this, right? So there could be just like a need to create some sort of balance or surrender this to the divine. Go get a Reiki session. I do offer free Reiki sessions right now, so if you are interested in that, I do distance Reiki sessions as well. So just throwing that out there, and they are free. So pretty sure I said that twice, but yeah, there could just be like a need to create some sort of balance. And it's funny, you got the yellow and the orange right here. And this is the masculine and the feminine, right? So just something about balance, grounding yourself. You literally got the 3 lower chakras right here. You got the root chakra, the solar, and the sacral. So just interesting, right? So there could just be like a need to work on your lower chakras, especially if you do find yourself becoming really anxious. You could be too in your upper chakras, needing to ground some of this energy down. And with the Celeste, I was also picking up like you guys are very connected to the angelic realm. And the thing that keeps you from feeling this connection is your anxieties or your fears, your doubts, your restrictions that you placed on yourself, things like this, okay? So definitely try connecting back with your angels, your ancestors, things like this, and ask them to help you through the process, help you surrender anything that is not serving you, help you detach from any expectations or outcomes or possessions that you have, right? And I keep being drawn back to this, the 1 card. We're going to lay this out too, right here. And I feel like with the 1, like this really keeps talking about, like you're the one in your family that's meant to stand out, right? And if you look at the outside, like this little part right here, it's like just reminded me of a shield. Like you are really protected, and I'm almost looking at all these lines on the outside of it as like your ancestors, your angels, your spirit guides, all these beautiful beings of light that are assisting you and protecting you in this time while you're growing and evolving into something more than what you were taught to be or told that you were, right? Things that people have projected onto you. It's like you're working on releasing these things, and your guides are definitely here assisting you, protecting you, and it falls right next to the protection, right? So there's something about something that you're creating that is just so different from your family. And even the castle card was talking about like family. It said if it was out with like the queen or the king or the maiden, but you know, we can even apply that. Like I just shuffled and we got the Queen of Wands. We can even apply that with the tarot, right? So there could have been something from childhood that you were made to believe, yeah, made to believe, or that was projected onto you, like how you were supposed to be a certain way, and like you're just meant to stand out. You're meant to break this dynamic, okay? So let's get some messages, please and thank you, Spirit. That was the energy check. So if that doesn't resonate with you, maybe go check out pile 2. Otherwise, I got other readings on my page. I am still building my page, so there's not a lot, but you can definitely feel free to go check them out if this is not your reading today. Let's get some additional messages, please and thank you, Spirit. Messages for collective 1. Pile 1. We got the Lovers, we got the 7 of Swords, Lovers in reverse, 7 of Swords, and then we got the 2 of Swords with the 7 of Cups in reverse. Okay. This is definitely kind of clarifying what I was just picking up. So there's something, I feel like there's some sort of programming, because when this Seven of Swords came out, I almost seen it as the moon card, right? If you look at this card, it looks like the moon, almost illuminating some sort of deception, lies, something that needs to be reevaluated, looked at again. And the feathers are just reminding me of like the feather of truth. I don't know if you guys have heard about like Anubis, but he, the legend goes that when you pass on, you see Anubis first, and he puts your heart on the scales of truth and justice, right? And he puts the feather of truth on the one side, put your heart on the other side. If your heart weighs more than the feather of truth, then that means that you had lived a life that was more unpure, I guess you can say. Like, I don't want to like put nobody down or anything like that. So it was just, it's looked at as like unpure. Like, you didn't live a life of integrity. You might have lied, stole a lot, or, you know, maybe you were really mean to people, even killed somebody. And not saying that you guys killed anybody, but you know, like, and then if you pass, you get sent to Osiris, and then you're mummified, right? So this is kind of giving me like the feather of truth vibes, like almost judgment energy. Um, Maybe you reevaluating your intentions towards yourself, or intentions that other people have had, right? With the Lovers card here, this can talk about other people. This can also talk about yourself, though, right? So this can talk about making decisions from the heart. And not from your ego, and not avoiding things that need to be looked at in order for you to transcend these things, right? Because we got the Two of Swords here next to the Seven of Cups, and this is giving me like breaking free from illusions. It almost looks like she's about to take that blindfold off, right? And I'm looking at the crows as like spirit, like spirit's been in your face telling you like maybe check your energy. I'm picking up this sign that I have downstairs, and it says check your energy before you come, like before you enter. And that's kind of like the vibe that I'm picking up. Like, before you decide to start putting energy into whatever it is that you're trying to bring into this life, or that you're working on, things like this, check your energy before you start doing that. You don't want to invest the wrong type of energy in here, because, like I say, you guys got a very beautiful heart chakra. If you're not working from love, you could be met with a lot more resistance. Okay, so we got the Knight of Pentacles. This is like dedication, discipline, determination, right? This is that slow and steady progress. High Priestess in reverse. Something that you're not seeing, or that you're not paying attention to or listening to, that spirit keeps trying to almost bring to your attention, is kind of how I'm feeling here. It's almost like an avoidance, especially with that Seven of Swords there. Could be avoiding dealing with something, and I feel like it's got something to do with like some sort of subconscious programming or a mindset. It could have to deal with other people, but I am really picking up like you. Like, this has a lot to do with you. It could be like your family or something, things that you were taught as a child growing up. But yeah, there's like an imbalance in your energy right now that is asking for you to like pay closer attention, to try to find a way to bring more balance in. And I'm looking at this Seven of Cups being in reverse, right? It's almost like he's checking out these. I'm looking at the cups as almost like ideas, thoughts, traditions, beliefs, things like this that you were taught. Like, looking at them, like pointing at it, like, does this resonate with me? Does this one resonate with me? No, throw it out. Almost, yeah, like that's the kind of the vibe that I'm picking up. Or with the water kind of like flowing out of that one cup is like, okay, then I release this. I surrender this. And then you just let it flow. Let it go out of your life. Because water can be a great tool to cleanse, release, surrender, relax, right? So something about that. Can we get a clarifier? Hold on. Can we get a clarifier for the lovers, please? 8 of Cups. Yeah. Something that's no longer serving you. It's almost like using your heart and your discernment, your intuition to walk away from things that are no longer serving you, or even people or things that are no longer serving you. So that way you can understand yourself more and move in a direction that is more aligned with you, that is more fitted to you, because the 8 leads into 9, and 9s are hermit card energy. So this is like you taking a minute to do some heavy introspection, even shadow work, right? Illuminating your fears, figuring out why they're there, learning how to bring some sort of healing into your life. Can we get a clarifier for the 7 of Swords? Knight of Cups in reverse. So this is, I feel like this is almost like an avoidance of healing something from your past. There could be something that is like kind of hard to really look at or digest from the past, especially being right underneath the anxiety card. And the solar plexus is also linked to our digestive system, and I'm using it as more of like a metaphor, like that's hard to digest, like it makes you feel uneasy, almost reevaluating, but it's just it ties together. So I just have to bring it up. There could definitely be something in your solar plexus that is needing some attention and some work. You could be overcompensating. Say, for instance, you opened your heart up and you allowed your, almost like your feminine and your feminine energy to come out. You were being vulnerable, you were being open and allowing other people to see this part of you, and then somebody hurt you, right? So then you like almost shut yourself down to your heart chakra and your sacral chakra, which is where your feminine energy is stored. So now you got this wounded feminine energy, and your masculine energy is almost overcompensating, stepping up to try to protect you in a sense. You know what I mean? There could be something around that as well. I was just dealing with the same situation, and they just keep bringing that up, like my situation that I was just dealing with. So I kind of feel like that might apply or resonate with somebody. So, but yeah, there could be something in your healing journey that maybe you're kind of avoiding looking at. It's kind of uncomfortable, right? Because that 7 of Swords isn't really very comfortable. This can also be like, with it, especially being underneath the anxiety card, talking about like some fears, anxieties, a mindset, the way that you talk to yourself, the way that you view yourself, things like this. But something that is trying to come in and heal. And maybe you're like, no, I'm not ready for that yet. And Spirit's like, you are ready. We're here for you. Like, I don't know, just keep picking that up. 2 of Swords, please. What about the 2 of Swords? 6 of Pentacles. Okay, so this is like maybe even looking at where you're not receiving what you've been putting out. When it comes to connections, when it comes to a job, when it comes to anything, right? It's almost like you put in more than what you receive most of the time, which can definitely cause you to feel like closed off or shut down. Maybe you don't want to give anymore because you feel like you get taken advantage of. But as we were saying at the beginning with this Castle card, like everything is about duality and balance. So, you know, there's going to be times where you're going to give more, and then there's going to be times where people are going to give more to you. And there's going to be times where it's just perfectly balanced, right? And the Threshold card is underneath. And this talks about like being right on the brink of like something new, something beautiful. Look at all this red or like reddish orange and yellow color right here. I feel like once you bring your lower chakras into balance and you let go of some of these things and you work through some of these things, you're about to feel this sense of like, I don't want to say strength as in like you're weak right now or nothing like that, because that's not the vibe that I'm picking up. You guys are very strong, persevering, dependent souls, right? Um, but it's going to be like this increased sense of strength, like just knowing your power, knowing what you're capable of, just having like this real deep resonance with yourself and your power and your ability to take action is kind of what I'm picking up. But yeah, this is you maybe needing to see where there's been an imbalance in what you've been putting out and what you've been receiving. Really knowing your worth, right? So this can also be linked to self-worth, your solar plexus, right? So maybe there's a need to work on your self-worth, knowing what you're really truly worth, right? So you don't settle for anything less. See, Seven of Cups, clarify for the Seven of Clubs, the Seven of Cups in reverse. I told you, I told you I was not making it up. Strength. Yeah, so you guys are really taking your power back and going to be taking a hard look at yourself. I am picking that up. And really like taking a look at your fears. And I just keep hearing like grabbing the bull by the horns. Like I read this thing earlier when I was at work. I wish I could remember exactly what it says, but it says something about I love seeing a young woman take charge or something like that. She was saying like how life can be hard and it can kick your ass, but you gotta basically grab the bull by the horns. Um, like pretty much if life starts to kick your ass, you kick its ass back. In a sense, that's kind of like the vibe that I'm picking up. We got the star card on the bottom, so there could be a need to be a little bit more optimistic and um, have more faith in yourself to really pull through and like get some shit done in this lifetime. Like you came here to really accomplish some big shit is what I'm here like feeling. So trust and believe that that's what you're gonna do, even if you don't feel it yet. Like the path that like it says, you're the one. You are the one. Okay, you were chosen to come here and shake some shit up. Don't be afraid to shake some shit up. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. I just messed up my cards. I was trying not to, but you know, that never happens. But yeah, don't be afraid to shake some shit up or to step on some toes. You know what I mean? Don't do it maliciously. Just do you. And if somebody gets mad because you're doing something or because you're not following their rules or something, fuck them. Fuck them. That's all I got to say to that. And also, if somebody's not adding to you, they're taking from you, okay? So, fuck them too. Sorry. But that's like the vibe that I'm picking up. Like, kind of being a little bit more cutthroat, especially with the people that you allow around you, because there's a lot of people that like to take from you because you have a lot to offer. But it's like, what are you bringing into my life? You know what I mean? It's not selfish for you to ask questions like that. That's some real shit right there. There's a need to maybe ask those questions a little bit more, especially with people around you that, like, maybe you get around certain people and then their energy kind of puts you in a bad mood. That is a sign right there that that person is not for you, okay? Like I said, you could be very empathetic and you pick up on people's energy. Maybe you get around certain people and then all of a sudden you start doubting yourself or things like this. You're picking up their energy, you're absorbing it, because I feel like I said at the beginning, like your energy is very passionate. You got a very fiery type of energy to you. Like you get shit done. So if you're procrastinating, getting too much in your head, you could be feeling somebody else's energy or just a need to ground yourself. And it also, the castle card was talking about like you just wanting to be out in the grass barefoot running around, like being free. You know what I mean? That is your energy right there. You become more attached to your possessions or things like this when I feel like people around you are pushing that on you in a sense. I don't know, that's the vibe that I'm picking up. So let's see. Stars in the sky says limitless possibilities. Ooh, yes, we love to see it. Look, rising above the fray, eyes of the eagle. This is card 18, which is linked to the moon. So yeah, you guys are taking a look at your fears, your anxieties, your programmings, your cycles, things like this, and seeing how you can transmute, transcend, alchemize, and integrate these things into your life to be more beneficial for you. And with the stars in the sky, it says limitless possibilities. And I feel like this is card 51, which links to 6, which is that lover's card right there. So when you work from your heart, you create limitless possibilities for yourself. When you see yourself through the eyes of love, you see all of the possibilities that you have within. It's just a matter of tuning into that. You see the little meditative person on there in their crystalline body. Like some of you guys need to tap into that like crystalline energy, or maybe you're going through like a crystalline upgrade activation, a light body activation, and those can be kind of rough. I ain't even gonna lie to you guys. Sometimes they can definitely be rough on the body. So maybe meditate more, drink more water, make sure you're cleansing your energy, cleansing your home, your whatever, like your car, your possessions, things like this. Make sure that you're cleansing them, because they could be holding some sort of energy that is needing to be released. Like we keep bringing up like release, so something about that. Heart, home, and it says compassion. I'm telling you guys got a very beautiful heart. When you start to see things from the eyes of love and you start to create from, and also 18 reduces down to 9, which is that hermit card that I was talking about earlier. So yeah, you guys are doing some deep introspection, trying to see what needs to be released so you can rise up high like the flames and you'll rise up. But yeah, so definitely don't be afraid to take a look at the things that are calling for your attention right now, because this is going to help you and benefit you in the end. You know what I mean? All this stuff that keeps coming up. And if you guys need somebody to help you, maybe you got like some really heavy trauma or things that need to be dealt with that you feel like you can't deal with on your own, because I was kind of picking up like it's hard to digest. There are sources out here that can... Oh my God, that was lovely. Well, thank you for that. Hold on, y'all. Having some technical difficulties because my stand just completely fell. I've never had that happen in a reading, but you know, there's a first time for everything. Hold on, I gotta push this back a little bit more. There we go. Horrible. That was horrible. Anyways, maybe some of you guys are afraid to fall on your face. Like, you know, like maybe that's something that is kind of keeping you from taking this leap into this nice part of your journey or into yourself, is because you're afraid of how everything's going to go. And let me tell you something. It might not be the easiest thing to do, because it never really is, but things that are really worth it are worth putting in that extra work and initial effort, okay? And you got the strength, you got the courage, you got the capability to take on these things. Don't doubt yourself for a minute that you can't handle it, because you can. But if you do need assistance or help, there are sources and outlets out here for you. Okay, so this is called the Star Land Sky Oracle Star. Land Sky Oracle, okay? So this is one of my first Oracle decks that I got, and I love this. We got Mala with Remember. Okay, so you guys are having this remembrance of who you are and how much has been like really programmed into you, right? And we got Ziya with non-stealing. It almost looks like the raccoon is offering the egg back or something. Like, sorry I took this from you. And again, we were talking about at the beginning, like something about Anubis and stuff, like living a life of integrity, you know. So with the non-stealing and the Seven of Swords being here, which can talk about, you know, stealing from others, stealing from yourself. This can talk about deception. This can talk about a lot of different things, right? But maybe there's like a need to stop stealing your own shine or dimming your light or something around that. Because eggs are like, they can be turned into little baby chicks, right? With, you know how baby chicks are made, so we ain't even gonna get all into that. But, you know, really protect your creations that you have, but don't become so attached that you start to, how do I say it? Almost like you become suffocating to whatever it is that you're working on or trying to birth in, right? You got to give it some space to like breathe, to grow. And also with the egg, and we were talking about chicks and stuff, it's kind of giving me that metaphor of like when you plant the seed, we don't just keep digging the seed back up, right? To see if it's growing. It's never gonna grow then. We gotta trust that it's doing the thing underneath the ground. So like kind of like trust yourself that the foundation that you're laying is sustainable, it's secure. It says Asthea is non-stealing, qualities, abundance, and gratitude. And it was also talking about abundance with the castle too. So you guys are very abundant individuals. You have a lot to offer. You have a lot to create that's going to create a lot of abundance. And you have a lot to be grateful for as well. So make sure you're tapping into that attitude of gratitude. It's going to allow the energy to just be more free-flowing, okay? It says, this raccoon claims this blue egg in the shadows of the night. Stealing includes material possessions, but can even be as subtle as stealing ideas and time. Like showing up late to meetings, Asthea reminds you to consider your actions when no one is looking and to give credit when credit is due. And the Yoga Sutra is to one established and non-stealing, all wealth comes. Reflections. What do you really want and what do you really need? It's time to clean house and donate things that don't serve you. Find happiness in giving rather than in taking. And your affirmation is, I have all I need. Ooh, I like that. Let's go to 39. Mala. Says, remember, it says, qualities, wake up to mindfulness. This mala is made of Tibetan agate with a velvet tassel. Consider materials, weight, and colors that inspire you. A common way to use the mala is to track a japa or mantra meditation, the repetitive recitation of a single sound such as Om or a longer mantra. The Yoga Sutra says the expression of Ishwara is the mystic sound of Om. It says reflections. What is a sound that resonates with you? Mantras can be spoken or silent inside of your head. And it says of this practice can be calming and transformative. And it says, inhale, so I am. Exhale, that. So if you want to take a little picture of that, feel free to do so. All right. But yeah, this is all about you being more mindful, less attached to material things, and living a life of integrity, okay? Don't take from yourself, don't take from others, even if it's just something like time. Time is really important. We have a limited amount of time here on this planet. Our souls have unlimited time, right? But in this physical experience that we are currently going through, we have a limited amount of time. So make sure that you're spending it wisely, that you're not spending it taking from others or even from yourself, right? So let's see here. Let's get an affirmation for Pile 1 to close this reading out. Thank you, Spirit. On the bottom it says, worthy. I told you, there's something about the self-worth, man. It says, you, my dear, are enough. You are enough for most daring of hopes. You are enough for your deepest of desires. You are enough for the purest of love. And you have enough strength to conquer the darkest of fears. You, my love, are enough for abundance beyond measure. In being created, you are by default worthy of the life of your wildest dreams. Ooh, I love that. I love that. That just ties so beautifully into this reading. And then we got feminine. It says a soft strength and intuitive knowing, a sultry dance. This, my dear, is your feminine. Feel the essence of her divine, subtle power. She lives within you, always knowing exactly what you need to do, or where you need to go. She is within you, my love, begging for you to soften and dance in her ways. Do not doubt her, dear one. There is no need to shy away, for there is a wisdom in this grace that will never lead you astray. That's beautiful, because we've been talking about like the wounded feminine. So I do feel like there is a need to like work on your lower chakras just to create a balance, your solar plexus, sacral, and root chakra, right? Create that beautiful balance. Allow yourself to get back in that flow, okay? So this is all I have for you, Group 1. Thank you for being here today. If this reading resonated with you, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit the little bell button so you don't miss when I upload. And if you feel called to do so, drop a little comment. You know, you don't have to type out a whole long spiel. You can just drop a little heart. Just supports my page a little bit, and I always appreciate it. But regardless, I appreciate you being here today and showing up for this reading and for yourself. Okay, so continue to thrive and strive, baby. Sending you guys lots of love. Take care of yourself, okay? Bye. And now rise up. It's like, oh my goodness, 4 o'clock in the morning where I'm at. Probably later than that now. And here we are doing readings for y'all. I slept for a while yesterday and I was going to get up and film, but that did not happen. Too tired. Hello, Group 2. Welcome to your reading. How are you? Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. So you chose this beautiful amethyst and the Wandering Moon Tarot. This is going to be your reading. Let's get this guy out right here. So to start off, as most of y'all like to do. If you've been watching my readings, I like to pull some of these cards to kind of get the surrounding energy and messages to see what Spirit is going to be talking about, and kind of as an energy check as well. So if this part doesn't resonate with you, this could not be a reading. Maybe check out pile 1. Otherwise, I got other pick a cards and collective readings on my page. I'm still building my page, so there's not a lot, but there are some. Otherwise, I got a TikTok as well, where you can go check out other content that I create, other pick a cards, collective readings, as well as other spiritual content and topics that I talk about over there. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's see, what is the surrounding messages, the energy check, please and thank you, Spirit. Also, this is a collective reading, so take what resonates, leave what don't. Everything might not resonate with you. It might be for somebody else, so use your discernment. That's crazy. Pile 1 got the same thing. And we are going to put this back, but it says surrender. Wow. So I kind of want to put that on the bottom. Surrender. We got confidence. We got disruption. And we got creativity. Pile 1 kind of got the same message in a sense. That's so funny. They got passion though. And passion and creativity kind of go hand in hand if you ask me. But okay, so there's a lot of anxiety that is going around in the collective right now. And there's a need for you to continue to have confidence in yourself. Some of you guys could be experiencing something like a tower moment, right? Where things around you are just kind of like falling apart at the moment. And this could be what's creating a lot of anxiety and even a disruption in your creative energy. Maybe you're not feeling as creative, or you're feeling like creator's block, like writer's block, whatever it is that you create or work on. I could have just did a whole collective reading, right? Because I feel like this is kind of like one and the same. Just split that and it's the comic. I don't know. There's something about maybe feeling a little bit blocked or not having confidence in yourself in what you're creating at the moment, right? We're going to get one of these as well for the energy check. Please and thank you, Spirit, for pile 2. Woo, that just flew out. We got the temple. The temple. Look at how beautiful that is. Some of y'all might need to find like a sacred space to be able to connect with yourself, your spirit guides, your higher self, things like this. There's like something very sacred about this card, the temple, right? It's going to even talk about your body, because our body is the temple. We got the comic again on the bottom of the deck. There's a message that I was picking up off of this card the other day, and it'll come to me. Give me a minute. Some of you guys could be let's see here. We're going to come back to it. Give me a minute, because there's a message here. I just got to tap into the energy real quick. So give me a second. Some of you guys could use humor to cope, okay, with like heavy energies or things that are uncomfortable, especially with the anxiety card being here and the disruption card. Like when you start to feel uncomfortable, some of you guys could try to like use humor as a way to almost, deflect what's really going on. Instead of just looking at it, because maybe, like I said, it's uncomfortable for you guys. Hearing that song, Cry Me a River. And it looks like this cat is almost crying like green tears. So there could be a need for you guys to purge something in your heart center. And we also got a lot of like green on here too. Green, blue, and orange. So there could be something within like your sacral, which is where you hold your creative energy, also where you hold like your trauma, your emotions, things like that. There could be something suppressed that needs to be purged through your heart center. And there could be a need to find somewhere where you feel safe to do so, or find a way to feel safe in your own body doing this, right? Whether you do that around a friend because you don't want to get carried away. And when I say carried away, you know, sometimes when we deal with heavy emotions, it can bring up some really heavy thoughts and ideas that maybe we don't always want to act on, right? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then that's fine, okay? But for those of you that is going to resonate, then you know what I'm talking about. I just am not going to say the word on my channel because I don't like putting that idea in nobody's head. I've lost friends to it before, so it's just something that I will talk about it. I just don't want to talk about it on my channel. But if you don't feel safe dealing with some of these emotions because they're really heavy, maybe ask a friend to sit with you, or even a counselor, a grief therapist. I'm picking up things like that. There could just be something that needs to be purged and dealt with, and maybe stop. Sorry, the energy feels a little bit blocked, but we're going to get these messages out. Just bear with me, okay? And we even got the surrender card here. So yeah, there is a need for you to surrender whatever this is that is bothering you to a higher power. And the temple can even be like, this can be something that we dedicate, right, to maybe connecting with the divine, our higher selves, where we go to purge, like a safe space. I just keep picking up like there's a need to create a safe space or take care of your temple better, which can be your body, right? Because our body is our temple. So make sure that you're taking better care of your body, allowing yourself to feel certain things so you can release, drinking water, getting rest, eating, right? Sorry, I am like super tired right now, all of a sudden. So maybe you guys are definitely needing to get some more rest, right? Because that just hit me hard. Like, ooh, I was not this tired when I was doing pile one. There's just like this exhausted energy in your energetic field that like you definitely need to find a way to get more rest or rest your mind a little bit more. Meditation, practicing mindfulness, that came up in pile one as well. There's some similarities here with pile one and pile two. So if you felt like torn, like I don't know which one to pick, it could be because there was a lot of similarities in these. But yeah, there. And in the comic, it almost looks like there's like this is a mask. So some of y'all could be putting on like a mask or pretending to be something that you're not in front of people to try to make other people feel comfortable, even though you're not comfortable, right? Like you could be almost like the life of the party when you're around other people, but that's not matching how you're feeling on the inside. On the inside, because it's gray on the inside. On the inside, you could just be feeling really down and out and just lost, lifeless even, hopeless. Just, I don't know. I'm picking up a lot of different types of energies around that. It's just like this almost depressed or like a energy of like apathy or something, right? I don't know. You guys need to find like an outlet where you feel safe to just express who you really are, or find a person that allows you to express who you really are without judging you. Things like this. So let's get some messages for pile 2, collective and pile 2, please and thank you, Spirit. Woo! 8 of Stars. High Priestess in reverse. Some of y'all could even be like, I don't know, some of you guys could be comedians for like your work, like you have to be funny for your job or something, and that's just not resonating with you anymore at the moment, because that's not how you really feel. Maybe when you first started it, like you were like, yes, I love making people laugh, and you could still love making people laugh, but it's almost like kind of losing that. Some of you guys could even be experiencing almost like a block and how to make people laugh. And I feel like it's got something to do with like dealing with how you really feel, right? Because you can't give something to somebody that you don't have within yourself first. It's like a big thing that's been coming up in the messages that I've been doing lately. Let's get some more messages, please and thank you, Spirit. Got the Queen of Stars, which would be the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Ooh. And we got the Lovers. This also came out for pile 1. This one was still flipped over, but it's the 9 of Wands. So yeah, some of you guys are definitely like exhausted right now. Over it. It's kind of how I'm feeling. Like I've been putting in work and putting in work and putting in work. And now I just need to take a break. And it's almost like feeling like I can't take a break. Like I got duties or responsibilities or something along those lines with this Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Some of you guys could be not taking very good care of yourself, right? And I feel like for some of you that are not just like comedians or doing something along like having to make people laugh or entertain people, because it doesn't have to just be like making people laugh. Some of you guys could just be entertainers, right? And you're kind of feeling like the life has just been sucked out of you at the moment. You're just really burnt out. You're really tired. You're exhausted. You need more rest. You need to take care of yourself. But there's like this feeling of like I can't. Some of you guys could even just be in like a caretaking type of field where like you have to nurture and take care of other people all the time. Maybe you're just not feeling it right now. Even though I feel like your heart is really invested in this, it's just like burnout. Like you're feeling burnout. That's what it is. Burnout is a bitch. It comes at the most inconvenient of times, right? And it really will just take like this huge toll on your energy, the way that you take care of yourself, the way that you talk to yourself, the way that you talk to others. Could feel a little bit more irritable with other people. But yeah, there's this High Priestess in reverse was in pile 1 too, but it was underneath of one of these cards on the bottom of the deck. So there is this like major collective thing going on. Like your guides, your intuition, things like this are guiding you to, you know, maybe rest a little bit more, drink a little bit more water, cleanse your energy, eat healthier, things that are going to like revitalize you, right? But you could be kind of almost ignoring it or being a little stubborn, right? Like, especially with the Queen of Pentacles being reversed, she can definitely be looked at as somebody that is stubborn, or she can even be looked at as somebody that's like almost like workaholic, like working themselves to the bone. Because I am kind of picking that up. Like, you guys have like no chill sometimes. You don't really take a minute to really tune into yourself and to check in with yourself. You kind of just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. I have to take care of other people. I have to entertain other people. I have to do this. Some of you guys could really just feel obligated to do so. But this comic card is giving me the energy of, I don't know if you guys seen Black Mirror, but it's on Netflix, and there's this one episode with Miley Cyrus in it. Her name is Ashley O. She's like entertaining all these people, and they're wanting her to put on all these bright colors and be this person that she just is not anymore. Like maybe she was at one point, but she's just not resonating with that anymore. And when she starts to lose like that spark and stuff, they're still trying to work this girl to the bone. And then when she starts to kind of try to do her own thing, her aunt puts her ass to sleep basically and keeps her in this coma, and she starts stealing songs from her brain because her brain is still making music while she's sleeping. So she starts to basically use her for what she has to offer, and is like controlling the fuck out of her. Like, I don't know, there's just this feeling of like people wanting you to be something that maybe you're just not resonating with anymore. And there could be people that are almost like working you to the bone. Like, you need to keep doing this. You need to put out more projects. You need to do this. You need to do that. Right? Especially if you're like a creator or an entertainer and you have some sort of like manager, or you work with, what's the word I'm looking for? People that like promote your business and stuff. They want you to be a certain way. They want you to read a certain way or something, and you're just like, this is just not resonating with me. It's not really worth the money at this point. Like, I feel like I'm not being true to myself or my channel or my work. And that could be where the spark has been gone, is because you're doing something that's not true or authentic to you. You're doing it because somebody else is wanting you to do it, because maybe you got bills to pay, or a family to take care of, something like that, or just taking care of yourself at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, you're important. But there is just like a need to like reconnect back with your work through a heart-centered space, and remember why you started doing what you did. Because you love it, because this is part of you. You could be feeling overwhelmed or overworked. I really keep picking that up. I just split the deck, and it was the Judgment card. So this is like a higher calling. Some of you guys could be feeling either even pulled to a higher calling, like whatever you were doing before is just not resonating with you anymore. It's time to move forward or move on. Maybe you guys are feeling a little stuck as to how to get there or something. Okay, so let's get a clarifier for the Eight of Pentacles. The Emperor. I'm just hearing take back control, okay? Like, this is your life. This is your life. Some of you guys, if you're like stuck in like a contract with somebody or something, there could be like a need to seek out like a lawyer, especially if you're not fucking with whatever is going on. Seek out a lawyer, see if there's any like loopholes or something for you to find like your way out, to take back control of your life or your work, your career, your projects, things like this, right? There could be a need to like seek out somebody who has more like knowledge or power or something in like, I just keep picking up like a lawyer, but more knowledge or power in like the field that you're in or something, okay? Or about the field that you're in, or how to get out of the field that you're in, like something along those lines, especially if it's got to do with like a contract or something. But I just keep hearing like you're in control at the end of the day. If you want out, if you want something, like, you just gotta pretty much say it and then start seeking out sources that are gonna help you. Or I don't know, there's something about laying that first like intentional brick, like in laying this new foundation for yourself, okay? Let's get a clarifier for the High Priestess. We got the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I feel like some of you guys are like, I just need to get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't know. I need to get out of here in a swift type of manner, like quick, quick with it. Um, and I also feel like with the Knight of Swords, this could be like telling you like don't do anything impulsive, especially with the High Priestess being in reverse. Like listen to your intuition and make sure that you're not just acting off impulse. Because there's fire and air right here. Because this is Aries energy right here, the Emperor. And then we got the Knight of Swords, which is air energy. So this would be like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And we got Gemini right here as well. So there's just like this need to maybe ground some of this energy down. Especially when it becomes like, say for instance, you start to get really angry or impatient or something, and you just like, I just need to get out. I just need to, like, don't do anything impulsive. Seek some sort of guidance or help from somebody else that can actually help you get out of this instead of like, especially if you are in a contract, right? You can't just do whatever. Sometimes when you're in a contract, you can get in a lot of trouble for that. So make sure you're not doing anything impulsive that could jeopardize or keep you from being able to get out of this situation, right? Like seek somebody who can possibly find like a loophole. Like I keep picking up loopholes. Like there are loopholes for you, okay? You might not see them right now, but there might be somebody that does see them and they can get you out of whatever it is that you're dealing with. But I just feel like where you used to feel safe, where you used to feel happy and just at peace is almost like being jeopardized right now. Something is like crumbling or falling. And this was a foundation that was never really stable to begin with. Okay, it might have felt stable at one point, but I feel like there is this inner knowing that it's just not for you anymore. Or at least like the people that you're working with just aren't for you anymore. They're not valuing you for what you really bring to the table with this Queen of Stars in reverse. They could be not really valuing you as the creator of this work or as an individual, as a human being, right? Maybe they're like trying to work you like a fucking robot or something. I don't know. Queen of Pentacles, clarifier for the Queen of Pentacles. Wow, lovers again. And I'm hearing, listen to your heart when she calling to you. Okay, so really listen to your heart. Listen to the angels. Archangel Raphael is also connected to this card. So there could be some major healing that is trying to come into your heart center right now. And I feel like I was picking that up at the beginning, wasn't I? I think I was. There could be something in your heart center that is like needing you to listen to it. Like your heart is wanting you to tune in to listen to it. And there's some healing that's trying to come in. And there could be also another person that spirit is aligning you with that is going to bring you a sense of like healing and safety. And I'm hearing the word sanctity, and we got High Priestess on the bottom again. So you're not even going to see this coming. And I feel like you're not even going to be focused on like somebody else coming into your corner. But there's like somebody or a group of people that are coming in to support you and to, I'm hearing like replenish you, revitalize you, give back what you've been giving. Okay, so like be open is what I'm really feeling. Like you need to find a way to be open and receiving to a lot of these, because there's going to be somebody that's going to come in that's going to almost like complete you or bring you a sense of just, I just keep feeling like a sigh, like a breath of fresh air. Somebody who sees me for who I am, somebody who knows my heart, knows my soul, knows my intentions, and they want to see the best for me. They want to see me do good, especially if you've dealt with people that don't look at you in that way. Like I said, like they just want what you have to offer, right? This person wants to add to you. Can we get a clarifier for the Lovers? The Magician in reverse. want to get one more clarifier for this. Because I did just hear like manipulation. But let's get one more. Two of Swords in reverse. So there could be some people in your life. I am picking up like there's some people in your life that just don't have good intentions for you. They're trying to pull almost the wool over your eyes or keep you like stuck in this cycle with them, feeling restricted, because the Four of Pentacles is about our restrictions. And it's also linked to Saturn, which talks about karma, lessons, restrictions, cycles, you know, contracts, things like this, okay? So there's somebody that almost wants to keep you stuck in a contract or make you think there's no way out, right? They're being really manipulative, and I am feeling like there is a way out, though. I just don't think you're going to be able to find it on your own unless you really do a lot of research, but I feel like seeking out professional help or somebody that is like, I just keep picking up lawyer. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I keep picking up like lawyer, like some sort of professional help that is gonna help you see your way out of this situation. And also with this Two of Swords being in reverse, this is like a need for you to tune in. And the Magician being in reverse, tune in and take back your power, take back control of your life. You are the creator of your own life. You're the creator of this project, of your work, okay? So you have more power than whoever is trying to make you think that you do. You do have more power than they're trying to make you feel. And I just keep feeling like this has something to do with like a contract or something. And if this is not like a physical contract, you might have a soul contract with somebody that is kind of manipulative, almost like, you ever date somebody that's like, oh, you're not going to get any better than me. Like, I care about you and I'm helping you and blah, blah, blah. And in all actuality, they're trying to like keep you stuck and make you feel like you're nothing without them. Without them, you could never get to the things that you've done or accomplish the things that you did. Like, motherfucker, I did the work. What are you talking about? Like, I would have got here regardless. And I'm picking up like Elvis Presley. Like, his manager was like a real piece of fucking work, right? He just was trying to keep Elvis stuck, but also make it seem like he was helping him all at the same time. And he was really going behind his back and doing some real shady shit. And almost kind of making it seem like Elvis would not have been the star that he was without him. But Elvis was talented, okay? Like, that man was talented as fuck. Like, he's the one that put in all the work. Oh, okay, you scheduled a couple little meetings or whatever, but you did it out of the benefit of yourself, not because you cared about that man. Like, you know, that's the kind of vibe that I'm picking up here. Some of y'all could be entertainers, because Elvis was an entertainer. The motherfucking king. And the Emperor, he is the king of all kings, okay? So, like, you better step into that energy, take back control, and realize your power that you have in your own life. It's kind of the vibe that I'm picking up. Somebody could have made you feel like you just wasn't shit without them, or I don't know. I just keep picking up that vibe. So if that's not resonating with you, this might not be your reading, okay? So let's get a couple extra messages, please and thank you. We got benefactor. I almost said beneficiary. Benefactor, and it says grace and generosity. And this is card 3, which is bringing me to the Empress. And we got the Emperor out. So this is like divine counterpart energy. Some of you guys could be attracting, or maybe you already have like a partner or something. I feel like this person is somebody that you can rely on, that is going to make you feel safe. Okay, but if you don't have this in your life yet, you are attracting somebody that is going to add to you, and they're gonna be it's like divine counterpart energy. I'm picking up divine counterpart energy, and this is spirit giving you somebody that is gonna, I keep seeing like 6 of Pentacles, so they're gonna be giving back to you what you've given to other people. And with the grace and generosity, right? We got Horseman. It says Herald of Change. Yeah, you guys are going through some big changes. This was card 3 too. Well, it's 30, but reduced down would be a 3. But 3 and then 0. 0 is all about new beginnings. That's that full energy, right? So you are stepping into some new beginnings. And she looks so free in that, like he or she, whatever. And we got Caterpillar, and it says opportunity. Yeah, y'all are about to have some, and this is card 4. So 3s and 4s are significant. 34, 34, 33, 44, things like that. 43, right? You guys are almost like mirroring each other as well when with the 3 and then the 4s. Like that, it's just like bringing me like mirroring. Okay, so you and this person are gonna, I feel like, bring out the best in each other, because I am picking up this is another person. So if you are not in a relationship, I am picking up you're about to attract a person in your life by going through these changes and freeing yourself from something or someone. Okay, you're gonna allow this person to be able to come in and just make you the happiest that I feel like you've ever been. Like, you're good all on your own. Don't get it twisted. But this person is just going to bring you a sense of fulfillment and wholeness that only you can experience with this person. Like, that's just what it comes down to. That's beautiful. And I just keep hearing, I just want to add to you. Add to you. Cute. Girl, I don't want nothing from you but to add to you, add to you. That's that Jack Cleese right there. We got Pratyahara. I'm so sorry if I just slaughtered that, but it's turning inward. This is card 25, which reduces down to a 7, and that's an owl, which talks about our wisdom and our insight. Okay, so y'all got a lot of wisdom that lies within, and you just need to take some time to tune in. And we got pranayama with breath work on the bottom. And look, another owl. That is so beautiful. I love that. So you guys got a lot of wisdom. If you allow yourself to tune into this, there's like a need for you to do some breath work, to meditate, to try to clear your energy and gain this clear mindset in order to take on these challenges that are being presented before you. And I am going to read out of the book. Pratyahara 25. It says, tuning inward, letting go of drama, unveiling self. Ooh. It says, this owl looks at you with a sense of curiosity. How can you possibly turn inward while still enjoying the central parts of life? Where focus goes, energy flows. Look inside and be open to what you discover. Instructions for a sense cleanse. It says, sight, remove toxic technology. Hearing, limit gossip and violent conversations. Touch, take time to hug your pets and family, walk barefoot in the grass. Taste, eliminate processed and artificial foods from your diet. Oh my gosh, see, something with your temple, man. And also this senses thing also brings you down into your root chakra too, which allows you to be more present. So when you're going through this like mindfulness practice, you're tuning inward, you're meditating and stuff, this is like a really good way for you to also stay grounded so you don't get too caught up in the upper chakras, right? Because it's all about balance. It's all about balance. And then it says smell. It says burn white sage or diffuse essential oils. And you can just do any sage, Palo Santos, incense, things like that. We got Yoga Sutra. It says when the senses withdraw themselves from the objects and emanate as it were, the nature of the mind stuff. This is Pratyahara. It says reflections. How often do you search for pleasure? How often do you complain? And it says find a place of acceptance. Be okay with where you are right here, right now. Affirmation, I turn inward and discover who I am. Ooh, I like that. If you guys want to screenshot this real quick so you can have it to reflect back on. Sorry, I'm trying to get it all on the camera. And then we got pranayama with 19. But yeah, like I said, we're energy flows where we what did it say? Hold on. It said it way better than what the fuck I'm trying to say it. Says where focus goes, energy flows. I don't know why I just blinked out so hard with that. So we got pranayama with breath work, and it says qualities, receptivity, bridge to the divine. It says when breathing is disturbed, the mind is disturbed. When the breath is controlled, the mind is under control. Thus, one should gain control of the breath. And it says Yogi Hari. It says a white bull with an owl on its head represents the bridge between the land and the sky. Breath is essential to life. It is the first thing we do when we are born and the last thing we do when we leave. Your breath continues automatically without effort. Draw your focus back to your breath while you inhale and exhale through your nose. This is Yoga Sutra, that firm posture being acquired, the movements of the inhalation and exhalation should be controlled. This is pranayama. This is reflections. Notice the texture of your breath when you are happy and notice it when you are upset. Rather than reacting, breath awareness helps you reflect and then respond. And that's what I was talking about with this, Knight of Swords. Like, don't be impulsive or react so quickly, especially if you get frustrated or something, because you could do things that could jeopardize, like, either your freedom or, and I ain't saying, like, oh, you're just going to go to jail or nothing like that, but, like, you could do things that could, jeopardize either your freedom, your friendships, your work, things like that, right? It could be a list of things. This is a collective reading, like I said, so take what resonates. It says, pranayama is best practice first thing in the morning and on an empty stomach. Affirmation, inhale, sat, which is truth, and it says exhale, nam, which is higher self. Beautiful. So definitely tune back into your breath. Allow yourself to tap into your senses and things like this. And I want to pull the book on this temple and the comic card real quick too, just to maybe get a little bit more info. The temple. Oh, that's not it. The places. 141. Says the sanctuary, the shrine, the altar. Says when we think of the temple, we often envision an architectural structure and a far off land. We are quick to distance ourselves from the sacred, assuming we must expend much effort in order to arrive there. Yet the temple is a universal and omnipresent energy, accessible in the highest and lowest, richest and poorest of places. Visiting the temple might be as simple as stepping into the dappled light of the forest, slowly and sensually kissing a lover, or closing your eyes to travel inward. This card is a call to re-examine what you pay homage to and what you reject. What do you spend your time worshiping? Your phone, money, material goods? What barriers do you draw between yourself and the sacred? Perhaps there is a room on your altar for something new, something surprising. Offer it to the heavens. Ooh, I like that. It says the ancient yogis saw the body itself as a temple, every function and every feature of it as an expression of divinity. Build a shrine with found materials. Don't spend any money, only time. I love that. Because you are the magic and you are the divine. So you can connect through just yourself. And everything around you can be used to connect deeper with the divine and with yourself. You can go outside, grab some dirt. Like, that is divine right there. That is a connection. Like, they just want you to take the time to really, like, tune in, to connect. And we also have, though indeed the temple travels with you, this card is interwoven with the pilgrim archetype. If you've been longing for a spiritual journey, book your tickets. So if you are on that spiritual journey, I feel like this is definitely a deeper understanding of your journey in yourself. This is like that dark night of the soul, like that hermit energy. But the hermit / dark night of the soul, right, is nice because you actually get to understand and learn yourself at new levels. You get to understand and learn your traumas, your emotions, things like this. You understand your relationships better, your patterns. So it's honestly a beautiful thing. And I was picking up Tower card energy too. So it's like you're doing this introspection, going within to like really like destroy is the word that keeps coming to mind, but to kind of destruct some of these limiting beliefs and things like that, right? So we got, when light, it says reverences for all life as sanctuary. And it says when dark idolatry, idolatry, cult, strict spirituality. So, and we got the comic as well. So, 113. I feel like y'all are not meant to be like on a strict set thing. Like, you guys are meant to just be free with it, right? Because it did say like strict spirituality when it's in the dark. So if you guys are trying to like follow certain specific rules and guidelines, that could be where you're suppressing yourself from experiencing more in this life, because you guys are meant to be free and do where your heart calls you to do, or where your soul calls you to goals. I guess. Fuck. We got the Joker, the Clown, and the Fool. It says the comic carries a remedy for all that ails this world. Amid the deepest pain and suffering, there is always the potential to lift up and out of the darkness. Through laughter, through dismissed by some as low brow or unsophisticated, this archetype actually has a highly advanced mind. Some may use this word genius, as humor requires one to see the situation from afar rather than to be swept away by the drama. It says the comic sees and accepts the messiness of life, using it as a material to be mixed and shaped into a potion to soothe the stressed and serious mind. They literally lighten us up with. Thus, within the comic is usually the sage or the magician working healing magic upon any. And you did have the magician too, so that's funny. It says, working healing magic upon any audience who will lend an ear. The comic may be the archetype that heals the deep division in our world, one pun at a time. I love that. The comic has plenty to shade. The comic has plenty of shade to throw on others, and it can fall into shadow at the drop of a hat. Beware of their sharp claws. Get it? Because it's a kitty cat? No. It says, joy, jokes, and smiles are signs of a happy heart. Be wary of the spiritual practices or teachers who leave the comic by the wayside. And it says, hilarious, ingenious, spirited, easygoing when it's in the light, and when it's in the dark, it's sarcastic, harsh, brooding, and drunk. So just be kind of cautious about how you go about this, and don't do it at the detriment of your own well-being or the well-being of others. If you have the ability to make people laugh, use it in a way that is gonna heal, right? With the Magician card, like in the Lovers, like do it from a heart-centered space, and know that you don't always have to make fun of people in order to make people laugh. I don't know who needed to hear that, but somebody. And you also don't need to make fun of yourself either in order to make people laugh. Like, there's so many other things that we can bring light to and make people laugh with. So you have the ability to do so. Use it. Utilize that. Let's get an affirmation to close this reading out for pile 2. Please and thank you, Spirit. Affirmation for pile 2. Thank you. We got time and we got attitude. It says, attitude, what if you were to imagine a world in which everything happened for you instead of one in which everything happens to you? Ooh, what would you see differently? What would you do differently? The simple act of allowing yourself to shift your perspective has the power to shift your entire life. That's beautiful, y'all. See, y'all are on this like deep journey right now. You're asking yourself a lot of the harder type of questions, I feel like, because that's kind of, that just keeps coming up, like, why do you feel the way you feel? Or why are you doing what you're doing? How would you view things if things were different? Like, I don't know, just really doing a lot of introspection. So we got time. It says, too often it feels as though the hours turn to days, the days turn to months, the months turn to years, and suddenly the days of our lives have passed in the blink of an eye. But perhaps there is a reality, one where we don't think of time as something that separates us. What if, in fact, time is actually a product of us? What if then it is the time to what if then it is time that originates from us and not the other way around? It is when we start to realize that we are one with time when the magic happens. Yeah, time is just an illusion. Okay, we don't run on the 24-hour clock. We don't run on a 365-day calendar. We run on divine timing. Our soul is eternal. Okay, so keep that in mind when you start making decisions, that you have more time than you think. And when you're not working against time, you're working with it, which allows you to then create beautiful new opportunities and beginnings for yourself. Okay, so that's all I have for you, pile 2. Thank you for being here. Continue to take care of yourself. Continue to love yourself. Okay, I'm sending you guys lots of love. If you like this video and it resonated with you, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, hit the little bell button so you don't miss when I upload. Also, if you feel called, drop a little kitty cat in the comments, or you can just comment however you feel. If you don't, that's okay. We appreciate you for being here anyways. And I just hope to see you in my next video. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Sending you guys lots of love. Okay, so bye.